Welcome back to Daily DeFi. Today we're doing a deep dive into CRV. Now, typically with Daily DeFi, obviously we cover the top news stories from the top altcoin performers, but I thought it is very important, at least on a weekly basis or every couple of Daily DeFis, that we take a step back, we take a break from these daily news stories, from what's going on in the market, and we just focus in on some very important infrastructure in the decentralized finance space from much more of a long-term perspective, because that's personally what I'm much more focused on. The reason that I do Daily DeFi and focus on the daily news stories is to keep our fingers on the pulse of the decentralized finance market, like I talk about. But it's quite interesting. In the past, what we saw was Maker was in this number one spot, then it was Compound, then it was Aave, and CRV Finance wasn't even in the top five for a long time, just a couple of months ago. Now it's actually taking the number two spot, beating out Maker and beating out Compound. Obviously, Aave's that number one spot. We've already done a daily DeFi that is focused specifically around Aave, but it's very interesting what's going on. So I am recording this on the 27th of June, but that does not matter. I'm just pre-recording this because when it's released, I will be on a bullet train from here on the Black Sea, Batumi, Georgia, heading back to Tbilisi for a couple of days. And then from Tbilisi, I'll be heading to Armenia. Overall, CRV is quite interesting. It's obviously in this category of kind of in between a decentralized exchange and a lending platform, because you can earn staking. That's the majority of what the platform is all about. I'll show you their kind of user interface here, also their governance token, the actual CRV DAO. The total value locked in at time recording this, like I said, this 2 days before that I'll have this posted, is $7.35 billion. It's up about 16.6% on the daily time frame. We can see here some of the key stats. We just talked about what it is in US dollars. In ETH, it's about 4 million ETH. In BTC, it's about 220,000 Bitcoin. That's pretty crazy, right? That's a pretty large number if you think about it. So supply locked is about 0.56%. It's very interesting because you can do things like boosting. So you can actually boost your APY, which we'll get to here on the dashboard. But I did think this chart was quite interesting here when you go to the all chart, because for the longest time, we were just barely in like $250,000 locked in, right? So not even really early 2020, right? In August of 2020. Then we slowly had this rise. We saw a nice little dip here, but now, we're still relatively high. I think this is pretty interesting to see that, we are still at $7 billion locked in. Compare that with what's going on at your local, supermarket. This is literally a location-less business, and it's not even a business. It's a decentralized autonomous organization. So there's no employees. There's nothing like this. There's devs. There's obviously like a team around it, but no one person controls it. And that's the beautiful thing about DeFi. I'll read this really, really quick. It basically goes over some of the kind of a basics here with CRV Finance. So CRV is a decentralized exchange liquidity pool on Ethereum designed for extremely efficient stablecoin trading. Oh man, I just messed myself up. Launched in January 2020, CRV allows users to trade between stablecoins with low slippage, low fee algorithm designed specifically for stablecoins and earning fees. So behind the scenes, the tokens held by liquidity pools are also supplied to the Compound protocol or the iEarn Finance, where to generate more income and liquidity providers. Currently, there are 7 CRV pools. We'll talk about that here in a second. So if you guys actually want to see like a tutorial on how to use this, or actually go in, connect my wallet, and do all these things, that's for another video where it would be dedicated on that. It'd probably be closer to a 10-minute video. This one's going to be just around 5 minutes, because I'm trying to shorten up some of these daily DeFis. Back, 2 days ago, I talked about, or actually the day that I'm recording this on, I talked about, hey, like I'm considering maybe going from the daily DeFis being like 10 minutes long, like 10 to 12 minutes long, to back to 5 minutes long, which is what I originally did when I first started this series, just because, I think we can have it more concise, some of this information. But let me know in the comments what you think about that. Let me know in the comments also. So what the time frame that you prefer, 5 minute or 10-minute style episodes. Also, if you would like to see maybe a tutorial video on how to actually use CRV, how to earn passive income with it. But you can see here, this is their actual like swap mechanism. But what I am much more interested in here, because the swap mechanism is nothing too fancy. There's a lot of projects doing this. Twindex is actually a project that I'm kind of working with, and I might be doing a video for moving forward that is doing something similar, where it's like 75% of the fees are distributed to all the users in the network, which is pretty awesome. But here are the actual CRV pools. This is where you can earn passive income. So you can see here, this is the base APY, but then when you add this with the rewards, and you're earning this in the CRV token. So for being a liquidity provider, this is the kind of incentive that you get, right? So you can see it can get up to, you're adding about 17% there with Try Crypto. So USDT, wrapped Bitcoin, and wraps ETH. This is on version 2. It's about 42% in CRV. So pretty compelling when it comes to that. You can see some of these other ones down here, right? So We can also click here to all pools, but I don't want to get too boring with here. What's going on? Again, make sure you're on the official site. So I'll have all these links down below in the description. But yeah, moving on here, lastly, to the actual CRV token. Again, I don't want to spend too much time. If you want to see a deep dive video, I can always do that. So 36,000 people like this. Let's see, it's on. So that's always interesting, at least for me personally, for sentimental analysis. The CRV token, right around $1.47, close to $500 million in market cap. Daily trading volume is right around close to $100 million. We really haven't, the token really hasn't done much, right? Because it's a governance token. You have to understand that people obviously earn rewards in it, but a lot of people that do this go ahead and sell it on the market. It's pretty crazy. I mean, when it was listed on here in August, it took that massive dump right there, right? So quite interesting as far as that goes. All-time lows are around 33 cents, all-time highs at $54. Pretty crazy. So, I mean, if we reach those all-time highs again, which, hey, I'm not necessarily saying we're going to, but you can see the opportunity there, right? Close to a 50x gain. That's all for today's Daily DeFi. Again, let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If you want to further the conversation, join the Telegram group and we can discuss more things on there. But that's all for this video. Again, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. Notification bell, all. Make sure you click that all button when you hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. This is time-sensitive content. So hope you enjoyed this episode of Daily DeFi. As always, invest global, and until next time.